All right, I'm just going to do a walk around the outside here, the compartments. This is the biggest storage compartment on this side, and I've got an air compressor and some tire chains kind of in the way, but you can see it goes across the top quite a ways. And so I've got some lawn chairs up in there. I've got a patio mat. Then this compartment has a little bit of storage in it, but mostly it's a service bay for the water pump and plumbing. A little bit of storage in that section. I've got kind of some of the typical camping gear in there. This one is let me get the key. Stereo, if you wanted to have music out here on the patio. This one is for water fill, but I don't usually use that for filling water, and I'll show the reason why in just a moment. Here we have propane tank. Here is the heat pump, the Coleman True Air residential style heat pump. Here's the exhaust for the gas furnace. Exhaust for the generator, which is right here. This bay is the electrical connection. The cord that comes attached inside is the 50 amp cord. That's the 50 amp plug. You can see right now I've got an adapter from 50 to 30, the 30 amp plug, and I've got another adapter from 30 to 20 for a regular 3-prong style connection. You don't have all of the power available with a 20 amp, but you can at least keep it plugged in, and a lot of the systems will operate, the batteries will charge, and so on. That's the electrical bay. We have the plumbing bay, and typically for renters, you won't have to mess with this. I'll deal with all of this before and after your rental. There is an outdoor shower here for washing off feet, stuff like that. You have the valves for dumping black and gray. You have the city water fill. That's why I don't typically use the one on the other side. Usually if I'm connected with water here at a RV park or a campground, I'll just fill my water tank with that hose connection before I leave. I've got a flush for the black tank. Connect this hose. This hose here is only used for that. It's never used for drinking water. Not that there is any backflow, but just in case, this is for connecting that hose for rinsing out the black tank. There is also here a water pump shutoff and a light switch. I don't really use the lights, but the water pump switch I do use sometimes. When you're doing the city water fill, you have to turn off the water pump if it's already on, because it will continuously run. That's it for the plumbing bay. Gas door. That one doesn't open, but that is the furnace. Actually, no, that's the refrigerator for the gas operation. Okay, here on the slide out, let me back up. These compartments come out with the slide out. Let's go ahead and open all these before I talk about them. So these open up nicely, and it's all one continuous compartment inside of there, except you do have this section right here for the hydraulic rams that gets in the way. But you can have a long item inside there, as you can see that I do in a couple things there. Those are all the freshwater hoses. There's a telescoping ladder in there. I've got ramps that I built for the front wheels. Those are only a single tire width ramp. And if you'll watch the video on leveling, when I talk about the front end being the one that it's easier to make up for an unlevel ground with the front end, that's why you use those ramps. I'm also going to be building some more pads for the front jacks. The ones that I had some pads in here and they broke and I need to make new ones. But if you do use the ramps, then you need pads for the front jacks because now you're that much higher off the ground. But most RV parks and campgrounds are level enough that you don't need the ramps. You can just use the jacks straight down onto the ground. A few other odds and ends in here. The blue milk crate there is mostly plumbing and electrical items that I just like to keep on hand. The gray tote is automotive items that I like to keep on hand. Fuses, fluids, tools. Got some antifreeze there. So that's the compartments on the driver's side. Driver's side door. And that's pretty much it for the walk around.